morning when Will Quack Quack came down to the kitchen to have breakfast, his mother was busy mixing flour in a large bowl.
Quack, Mum, you're making a cake, aren't you?
He said.
Yes, Will, but don't get excited about it, my little Quack, because it's a cake for Mary Pickles,
His mother answered. Then when she saw his face fall, she added,
but if there's any honey left over, I'll make you a honey sandwich.
Will had to be satisfied with that. As he finished his porridge, he heard his mother suddenly say,
Oh, there isn't half enough honey. Someone will have to go down to the shop and get some more.
Will was more than ready to fetch a pot of honey if there was a chance of a honey sandwich for him as a reward. So he got up from the table, snatched his cap, and was on his way to the village in the twinkling of an eye. Naturally, he had to call on Ifan on the way. Will said,
Thank you very much.
when Mr. Pugh the shop wrapped the honey and gave it to him with a smile. Then the two friends started to walk home. After a little while, Ifan said,
Gobble, gobble, Will, do you think I could have a little peep at the honey?
Will saw nothing wrong in that, so he opened the paper and the two of them stared greedily at the honey. Then Ifan asked,
Gobble, gobble, Will, do you think I could have a little sniff at the honey?
Will saw nothing wrong in that either, so he opened the honey pot and the two of them sniffed the lovely honey and it smelled delicious. Then Ifan said,
Gobble, gobble, Will, would be lovely to have a little taste, wouldn't it?
And Will thought, since his mother had promised him a honey sandwich, it wouldn't matter if he were to take the honey that would have gone into the sandwich and share it with Ifan. So Ifan took a little of the honey in his beak, and then Will did the same, and oh, it was ever so delicious. And then Ifan said,
Gobble, gobble, Will, it's scrumptious. Can you spare just a tiny bit more?
But before Will could answer, they heard a loud buzzing noise coming towards them.
Quack! Great snails! Honeybees!
Cried Will.
Run for your life, Ifan! Quack!
The next second, Will and Ifan were running down the high street with hundreds of bees chasing them. They passed away policeman's house and Ivan's house and disappeared from the village towards Will's home, with the bees getting closer all the time. They ran into the farmyard, Will tripped over a stone, the honey pot slipped from his grasp and smashed into smithereens. The next second, Ifan fell headlong over him.
Great snails! Quack! We've had it now!
Will cried, and help! Help! cried Ifan. But then, thank goodness, they both felt themselves being picked up by someone very strong.
Rasmus, David, boys, quick!
Said Umfra as he carried them both into the kitchen.
Quack! Oh, thanks, Dad,
cried Will.
And thank you very much, Gobble, Gobble,
Said Ifan. Then the three of them stood by the window and looked out at the honeybees eating the honey. Mary Pickles didn't have her cake that afternoon after all, and Will didn't get his sandwich either. But still, we don't always get what we want, do we?